Today we have something just slightly different for you. Yes, it's a Hot Wheels, and this is an Enzo Ferrari, both pretty cool, but this is a special Hot Wheels. It's a 1/87th scale, not a 1/64th, a 1/87th. Now, this particular model was made in 2007. I've already opened it one time, but this is kind of an opening of this box for you. It's basically like brand new. I've opened it. So we're gonna run through this particular car, boxes in, what it looks like, how it's been put together, those sorts of things. Let you take a look at it. Kind of an interesting little exercise. First of all, you'll see that this particular car is stored or sold in a box, not the blister pack like a normal Hot Wheels is sold, or a special Hot Wheels is sold. So this box you'll see is 8+ age ranking on it in the lower left, and the upper left upper right you'll see a 1/87th scale, and of course you see the Hot Wheels and the Enzo Ferrari on the box there. Spinning the box around, you see Ferrari in white on blue, and then you'll see Enzo Ferrari, and then you'll see in the little window you can actually see the top of the car. It's a pretty cool look for that little window, I think. On the back of the box, you find, of course, this is certified by this organization, this is certified by this organization, and don't eat it if you don't put mustard on it, and, and then, of course, you got Mattel on there, and I'm not sure what the big S is over on the right side, but anyway, so standard disclaimers on the back of the box. On the other end of the box, I think you can see where I've opened it up before, my fingernails. And you can see Enzo Ferrari, and then of course you got another window and another cool look at the car. I like the way that looks. It's really neat. Let's take a look at the top of the box. The top of the box is nothing spectacular, but it does show that it could be put on a retail shelf in a variety of manners and still show what's in the box. And I like this look from the top. You got the Hot Wheels and the Enzo Ferrari there, and then of course you've got the window showing the car itself. So it's a pretty neat look. Standard retail stuff on the bottom of the box. Got a UPC code and a place where you can service.mattel.com. Not sure what you want to get serviced on this car, and I'm not sure how good the mechanics are at Mattel, but you can log in there and see if you can get this Enzo service there. Your choice. Nothing spectacular about the box itself. Now, there is one thing on the lip of that box right there. It says L7174. Now, that might be a SKU code. I'm not for certain. That was on the bottom of the box as well. I'll need to confirm that, and I'll see if I can confirm that, and I'll put a little note on this video after I confirm it. One thing that's really neat about these 1/87th scale models is they came in their own display cases. So you can keep the model itself nice and clean without having to go and buy something additional. It looks really great in this little display case. Little plastic, it's not crystal or anything, it's just a little plastic display case. I'll spin it around so you can take a look at it. I'll say one thing, this Enzo is going to look good from any angle that you display it. Still looking good. Looks like when I brought it out of the box, I pulled it out with the actual Hot Wheels and Enzo Ferrari on the display case, turned around backwards. Oh well. At least with the name prominently displayed on there, anybody coming in and taking a look at your display case will know exactly what it is. It's a Hot Wheels and it's an Enzo Ferrari. You won't have to answer the question, hopefully. I think I like this angle myself quite a bit. Look at there. I can already see the quad exhaust on this car. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. And final term before we go to 180 times 2. Now, I haven't shown it to you, but when I pulled the crystal display off the stand there, this crystal display was actually a bit snug on there, so it doesn't just lift off easily. You have to kind of pry it off a little bit. Fingers necessarily only, though. Car looks really good without my garage lights on. Perhaps I should have turned those off earlier, but regardless, we got it right now. Looks great, doesn't it? Now you can clearly see that there's a little Ferrari decal on the front of the nose of the car, just like it's supposed to be. Wow. Great job, Hot Wheels. The headlights are well done on the car. They don't appear to be painted badly. They appear to be paint to me. There's obviously a little Ferrari decal on the quarter panels there that I can see. Pretty cool. We'll see it better on the next turn. Now we see the car in its full glory as it probably should be displayed. Gosh, it's a really good looking little car, even at 1/87th scale. I really like it. And yes, there's that Ferrari logo and got the really cool 5-spoke wheels on it. This is a sharp model. This angle really shows off those 5-spoke wheels, and it really shows off the exhaust really well. I'm really liking this model now that I've taken it out of the box and out of the display case. It's a fantastic looking model. Everybody should have one. Taillights are modeled, got the decal on the back, got the black stripe on the back there, got the quad exhaust, got the air diffuser, just a good looking little model. Another 8th turn on this, and pretty much from any angle this car looks fantastic. I wanted to show you that this car is actually held onto the base with a screw. You can see me lifting it by the back of the car, and the car will not come off the base unless you unscrew it off. I believe you can see it there. The base says that this model was made in 2007, Mattel Incorporated in China. And then you can see the Phillips head screw that's holding the model onto the base. After removing the screw, it is about a 1/4 inch long. The model off the base looks really good. I really like it a lot. Got a lot of detail. Rear of the car looks fantastic. Once again, got the diffuser, got the quad tailpipes, got the lights modeled correctly. Looks like got the prancing horse back there. All's good. Now at this particular angle right here, my gut tells me that the wheels on this particular car might be a little narrower than they really should be in terms of scale, because that fender well looks awfully wide compared to the width of those wheels. We'll flip the car over in just a moment and show you how wide those wheels are. Now that's a classy looking car. Insanely good looking for a 1/87th scale model. They really stepped it up a notch on these little cars. If you have bad eyesight, you might actually think this car would be real. Looks like the interior on this car is a red interior. Don't you know that's a really nice interior on this car? And the windows are somewhat smoked, probably fairly clear though. If I can see the red and you can see the red on the interior, then the windows aren't smoked that much. They might actually be clear in this model. Okay, I stand corrected. The interior of this car is black and red. Looks like the dashboard, steering wheel, and all those things are in black, while the seats are in red. Very, very, very nice touch on this particular car. Another classic look at an icon of the motoring world. And once again, personally, I like this particular angle. It just says it to me. Okay, it's nearly impossible to light so that there's not a glare off of the glass in this car. But when you look at this car, you'll find that they have the motor modeled, the seats, the dashboard. This model has a lot more interior modeling than most cars have on their exterior. And here you have the final view of this car. Base is black plastic. Looks like it's got Mattel ink, made in China, and it's got 2 screw holes on it, interestingly enough. And then in terms of things being modeled underneath the car, maybe there's an oil pan of sorts there, and then normal rivets like in a normal Hot Wheels car. You can see that those wheels on this car are very thin. I think they would have served themselves better if they put wider wheels on this car. It's interesting, the wheels have treads on them. How many Hot Wheels have you seen, at least race cars, that had treads? Of all the cars that wouldn't necessarily have treads, you would think an Enzo would have racing slicks. But no, they chose to put treads on the tires of this particular model. Very interesting choice. Now, I'm not sure about the 1067AZ on this. Could that be a skew? Perhaps somebody smarter than I would know. And now, through the magical technique of video editing, I bring you a correction to my earlier mistake. I had mentioned that the car had 2 holes on the bottom of the car, and I was wondering why it had 2 holes for 2 screws when there was only 1 screw holding the car in. Well, there's a peg coming out of the base and a screw hole for the screws, so that the car, when you screw it down to the base, it doesn't spin on the base. Okay, Takes me a little while to get it right, but I eventually get there. Okay, so there you have it. My unboxing of the Enzo Ferrari in 1/87th scale from Hot Wheels, produced in 2007 in China. Neat little model, a lot of good stuff on it, couple of things that are surprising. Hope you enjoyed the review. Come back tomorrow for another one.